If you have this feeling of, oh my god, I just bought a Quest, they're already coming out with a new one, I'd honestly relax. Okay, so I had a totally different video planned for today.
What's this?
But that's gonna have to wait because the internet's been going crazy with this. That's right, Oculus is supposedly not only prototyping, but flat out entering production of a brand new VR headset, like now. So I know everyone has a lot of questions, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to answer as many of them as possible here. So what the hell is this new headset? Should you wait to buy a VR headset for this one? Should you sell yours now while it's still worth a small fortune on eBay? Or should you just keep doing what you're doing and keep your current headset? Well, we'll get into all of that, go over what this headset may be and what you should do. Some of this video will get into speculation as we don't know all of the details, of course. Enough rambling though, let's look at everything we currently know about this new Oculus headset and what it means. Okay, so I've already talked a little bit about the next Oculus headset. Bloomberg made a report on it just a few months ago and gave us some of the spicier details. They also made it clear that Oculus wants to release this headset in 2020, this year. I'm guessing to capture the holiday and Christmas sales, practically uncontested by any other company than maybe Valve. A release this year though did look unlikely due to, you know, the global pandemic that's had a serious impact on manufacturing just about everything. So it did seem like 2021 was the date. But the newest report from a Japanese business website noted that the new Oculus headset will in fact enter production by the end of July. Not pre-production, not trial production, but full-scale amassing headsets for sale. So what is this new headset exactly? Here is legit everything that we know at the moment. The Bloomberg report states multiple times that this is work built directly off of the current Oculus Quest. So that's what I will compare it to here. The report states the new headset will be both smaller and lighter than the current Quest. And not by some small margins either. The weight will drop 20% and will be physically 15% smaller, which is a big deal for people like me. Just about my only complaint with the Oculus Quest is its comfort, and I recommend severely modifying the headset just to get it to fit nicely. And for as good as the Oculus Quest is, it's almost hard for me to recommend because I know it's gonna hurt people's heads. Next up is the refresh rate. While just about every headset out there can do 90 Hz or more, like the Valve Index doing 144 and 120, the Oculus Quest and Rift S have been stuck at 72 Hz and 80 Hz respectively. Now, in case you're wondering what that really means, having a high refresh rate just means that everything will look smoother and cleaner, especially in VR. It's a feature that I definitely like. And not only does it make things look better, but it can make motion sickness not as big of a deal too. Well, that all changes here because this new headset is said to perform 90 Hz, but is also capable of 120 Hz, which is only comparable to the Valve Index. However, the 120 Hz mode may be shut off to conserve battery. It's my best guess that the processor has also been updated from the Snapdragon 835 that the Quest currently has, as the current processor likely would have some pretty massive issues trying to run everything at 120 or even 90 Hz. Next up are the controller differences. You've likely heard of the Jedi controller, as that's been thrown around as Oculus's new controller, and that's very likely what the new headset will ship with. The biggest updates for the controllers seem to be tracking improvements, bringing a significantly improved IMU or inertial measurement unit, clearing out much of the noise that was previously on the controllers. It also has a far lower energy usage, but the two biggest updates are possible finger tracking and doubling of the rate at which the lights flash on the tracking ring, essentially doubling the amount of raw tracking info the cameras can see. The other, again, is finger tracking. Oculus does have a new codename for the capacitive sensors on the controller named Rainier, and this could mean finger tracking similar to the Index's knuckles, but at the same time it could just mean slightly improved sensors in general, as there are already multiple on the current controllers. It's also been noted that materials will change from fabric to more plastic on the headset, and the head strap design itself will be changed. The next thing is a bit of speculation, but Oculus did mention at OC6 just last year that they had designed a totally new lens design that will allow for 20% wider field of view while being smaller and lighter, which sounds familiar to me. None of the reports mention a wider field of view necessarily, but that would be an absolutely killer feature for me personally. So given the battery, size, and weight decreases, controller updates, tracking upgrades, it's pretty obvious that this new headset nicknamed the Del Mar is in fact an updated Oculus Quest. The report states that Oculus has ordered 2 million headsets to be sold. And while that doesn't really sound like a lot, it's actually quite a large amount of VR headsets if you look at the market currently. Now, if you ask ask me what my best guess is as to what this headset is, it's a smaller, lighter, iterative update to the Oculus Quest. It's going to be compatible with Oculus Link through USB-C just like the current Quest, and it's going to be compatible with all current software on the market. This headset, as I see it, doesn't make anything obsolete. Think of it as a Nintendo DS Lite to a Nintendo DS. You can still play all the same games, but the newest iteration has some quality of life upgrades. Now, if you ask me what I wish the headset to be, I'll give you a short list. I want 90 and 120 Hz for PC VR play. I want the Jedi controllers to have finger tracking similar to the Valve Index's Knuckles. I want the cameras on the headset to have a wider field of view with better clarity for hand tracking applications. I want a wider field of view in general for the lenses. 130 to 140 degrees is a giant upgrade over the 110 that we have on the Quest currently. And I want a more comfortable, maybe even removable head strap. And I'd only want it removable because more comfort equals more bulk. And one great thing about the Quest is how small it was to transport or bring over someone's house. And a lot of that really small size factor was due to the crappy head strap it came with. I'd also like built-in headphones and a quality microphone with manual IPD adjustment. Upgrade the processor to a Snapdragon 845 or better, allows you to play all the current games just at a higher refresh rate while maintaining the Del Mar's cheaper price. And finally, a feature for native Oculus support of 5 GHz Wi-Fi streaming of content. Will we get all of that? Probably not. Would the Del Mar turn into the best headset on the market if all those things came true? Probably. Actually, almost certainly. But what should you do now? Do you hurry up and list your Oculus Quest on eBay to buy a new headset? Or if you're currently saving for a Quest or similar headset, what do you do? Well, if you are a Quest owner and you hate it because of its comfort, or you wish a few things were better on it, or you just can't stand the refresh rate, then yeah, go ahead, sell it. If you buy this new headset, it's very possible that you may enjoy VR more than ever before. But if you love your Quest and you have no problems with the comfort, or you have done things like modify it with a deluxe audio strap, then it's up to you to decide whether you want to upgrade or not. Personally, once I modified my Quest, it became a pretty incredible little device that I used a lot more. So if you feel like you want to upgrade, then go ahead. But if you're happy, you're not going to be left behind. I say this because the current Quest is not going to be obsolete. It's likely going to be supported just as much as the new Del Mar. In fact, this report says that the new Jedi controllers will be backwards compatible and purchasable to use with the current Quest. The Quest is still a pretty new headset and people are still buying them right now, even though it released a year and a half ago. Oculus would be making the worst decision in the universe to end support of the Quest just now. New games coming to the Quest will also release for the Del Mar, and I seriously doubt that new games coming to the Del Mar will not also release for the Quest. Seriously, think of it as a Nintendo DS and a DS Lite. A vast improvement over the original, but if you own the first, you're not left behind. So you're still gonna have a VR headset that works and is actively supported. Now, what if you're currently saving to buy a headset? Do you buy now or wait? Well, considering Oculus has already entered production, if you were in the market to purchase a Quest in the next couple months, I'd wait personally. Actually, I'd tell you to save up a couple hundred extra because it's absolutely possible that the Del Mar will cost more than the Quest and will be sold side by side, at least for a while. The Quest maintaining its $400 price range as a light option and the Del Mar replacing the Rift S in the $499 to $599 price range. But like I said, if you have this feeling of, oh my god, I just bought a Quest, they're already coming out with a new one, I'd honestly relax. Your Quest is worth quite a bit still, and you're likely not going to be left in the dark in terms of updates or game library. So when is this coming out? Well, here are my best guesses. I'll give you two scenarios. One is the best case scenario and one is worst case. Best case scenario is the Quest is announced in October at or before the big Oculus event called OC7 or Oculus Connect 7. This is likely where all the details or plans are released and where we'll get to truly see what the Del Mar is all about. This year, OC7 is going to be digital, not an actually attended event, which is understandable, of course. Pre-orders will likely go live at OC7 and will be shipped out mid-November or early December, just in time to make holiday sales. Of course, we could get surprised and Oculus announces and ships the headset by OC7 in October, but I highly doubt it. Worst case scenario is the headset will be announced at OC7 once again in October, and the headset will fully drop and be released in the first quarter of 2021. Of course, the world is a little crazy right now, so either could happen or neither. But in terms of predictions and looking looking at how Oculus has operated in the past, this is a somewhat likely timescale. Also, in case you're curious about where these leaks and all this information is coming from and why any of this should be trusted, well, to be honest, they are just leaks. But to give you some background on Oculus leaks from Bloomberg, they leaked that the Oculus Go was going to be released, including specs, details, and price, before it was even announced. Not a bad track record if you ask me. And in case you want to continue this conversation, I do live stream on Twitch and talk about stuff like this all the time. I won't be live this week as I'm going on a trip, but 3 days a week and you can ask me anything there or talk about VR in general. Another great place to have deep VR conversations is my Discord server. Come on in and join up. We have community meetups monthly and we've grown into one big ol' family. I also want to thank all of my Patreon supporters, especially my Omegas like Very Evil Shadow, Benji, Fusion Oak, Jake, Crossalon, Zimp, Snowman VR, Studio Form VR, Tristan, VR Balance, and True Killa. I couldn't be doing any of this without you. Don't forget to like this video if you loved it, subscribe if you want more of this, and hit that freaking bell if you just can't live without it. Much love, Thrill out.